Today I would like to talk about perspective. Many of us get off track with what's the purpose or perspective that God would have in our life, in our workplace, our neighborhoods, schools, with all the trials that are going on and things that we starting to see in our culture that are not just appearance, but are very contradictory to God's promises and truth. Why is all this all going on? And many times, why doesn't God step in? And why did God allow this? And you know, there's a passage in the Bible that I believe that clears all of this up, is that, you know, we're the answers, or we're the ones that are the ambassadors. We're the ones that are showing who God is on this crazy planet of ours. And it's not something new. It's as old as history itself. In Judges chapter 3, this is what the word says in verse 1. These are the nations that the Lord left in the land to test those Israelites who had not experienced the wars of Canaan. He did this to teach warfare to generations of Israelites who had no experience in battle. These are the nations, the Philistines, those living underneath 5 Philistine rulers, all the Canaanites, the Sidonians, and the Hivites, living in the mountains of Lebanon, from Mount Baal Hermon to Lebo Hamath. These people were left to test the Israelites to see whether they would obey the commands the Lord had given to their ancestors through Moses. You know, when everything is perfect, there's really not a test. It's just kind of one to follow, one to enjoy, one to respond to already a perfect space of activity in your life. But when you have a coworker, or you have someone in your school, or someone in your neighborhood, or someone who's been very vindictive, accusatory, slanderous in your life, that's when the fight, not in the flesh and blood scenario, but in the fight of who we are and how we respond. How would Christ respond in this situation? Remember, Jesus didn't come here to judge the world. He's not asking for us to judge those scenarios in their life. What he did is he came here to save the world. And that saving power of Christ wants to live in the inside of us, so that the words that we would say, the activities that we would lead from, would show the world, show those situations, that fight that's on the inside. Because yes, we want justice, but that's God's job. That's not our job. Our job is to show grace in this season of life, and how that all materializes. And that's all by the Holy Spirit, and what the Holy Spirit wants to do and lead and teach, and says, don't lean in your own understanding. There's so many things that we need help in and assistance in, because this world is getting crazier by the moment. But yet at the same time, the Holy Spirit is still true, always true to God's ways and God's plans. So let's stay true. Let's lean to the Holy Spirit. Let's not get involved with the fights of this world, but let's deal with the fight that's inside of us, that we might be righteous in an unrighteous environments.